Welcome to week one of the 2026 high school football season. We're in Waterloo, Iowa for the holy war between two powerhouse Catholic school programs as the Columbus Catholic Sailors host the Trailblazers from Dyersville Beckman Catholic. I'm Marcus Chelson alongside Jeff Bradley, and once again we've got Brandon Bolin from B2 Productions handling all the video and audio on the production side. We'll begin our evening in typical fashion with our coach's pregame interview. Jeff spoke with Columbus head coach Brad Schmidt, and here's what Coach Schmidt had to say about tonight's matchup between the Sailors and the visiting Beckman Trailblazers.
Here with Coach Schmidt minutes before the game, about a half hour out. Brad, hey, 13th season. You still get the butterflies, still get fired up when you get out here in the field, at least, especially first game of the year.
Nerves are good. You know, it's healthy. If you don't have nerves, it might be time to hang it up. Right. So yeah, I mean, we're excited. You know, everybody puts a lot of time, a lot of effort. And I appreciate you guys doing this. You know, more importantly, the kids. You know, they've been busting humps since last November. You know, and it's August 28th right now, and here we are. It's awesome it's here.
Yeah. Hey, let's pivot now. Let's talk a little more preview of the game. Let's start with Beckman. What's their advantages maybe, or their plus side coming back from last year? Had a great team last year. What's the thing you need to stop or you need to key on tonight?
I think, you know, they got a new coach. He's a defensive guy, so, you know, their defense will be the same. We're not 100% certain what they'll do offensively. So, you know, once they start warming up here, we'll have a little bit better of an idea. But, you know, it's a winning culture. You know, these guys have been good for as long as I can remember. And, you know, it's a blue-collar farm community that has tough kids, a lot of good history. You know, their kids expect to win. So, you know, we got our hands full, and, you know, we got to come out ready to go. You know, be solid in all three phases, make sure we're ready to tackle, and mix it up in the box.
More importantly, I think, you know, what Dyersville Beckman does is what's Columbus Catholic going to do. You know, who are your key guys? You got a brand new quarterback, even though he's a seasoned guy, brand new quarterback this year.
Yeah, we got to lean on the guys up front. You know, we got Faraday and Lind at the tackles, and Trinan and Stroh, you know, guys that played a lot of football, started a lot of football for us. You know, Bryce is going to use his athleticism. Hopefully we can get him going in the run game, get him going in the pass game, get Sith some carries back there at the H spot, and then get Hosh the ball, you know, in a variety of ways. But, yeah, we just got to take care of the football, and you know, blocking and tackling really is what it's going to come down to. And, yeah, we're ready to roll.
All right, best of luck. Call a good game.
Hey, appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks.
Jeff and Brandon, another fine pregame interview with Coach Schmidt. As always, we appreciate Coach Schmidt's pregame time there, getting his Sailors ready for battle this evening. Entering week one puts us in a unique situation to look back at last season, take a look at what the production teams lost to graduation, and how they plan to reload or rebuild, and really who's going to step into leadership role on the field for the 2026 season. Jeff, starting with the Sailor offense, we know they graduated several key positions, including quarterback Amani Robinson, running back Drew Schultz, and lineman, one of our favorites, Kimante Humphrey.
Absolutely.
But they also retained a strong sophomore and junior class, who are now the lead dogs as juniors and seniors. What do you want to see from the Sailors tonight, either, you know, the team on offense or by position, in order to start the regular season off with a little bit of success tonight?
Yeah, a couple keys for the Columbus offense is definitely going to be the offensive line, and then when we flip it, it'll be the defensive line. If there's going to be an advantage in the game, these guys have played 3 years together. Most of them started side by side for the last 3 years, so they're chomping at the bit for this senior year and to make a big impression. Key number 2, I think, is Bryce Nolan. Great athlete, coming off a phenomenal baseball season. Now can he play quarterback? And essentially, in his 1 year that he gets to do it, you know, behind Amani those years. The third thing is who's stepping up into that running back position, because I don't know, and I don't think Brad Schmidt knows. Is somebody going to take control of that? Because every year somebody's, you know, we've had a good running game. Who's going to take that over?
Yeah, Isaac Sitzman will be getting the starting duties at running back following a good season by Drew Schultz, who they lost to graduation last year. But you're exactly right. You've got quarterback Bryce Nolan starting for the first time as a senior, getting the lead role. He played a little bit of quarterback last year in a backup capacity. He played against a tough Grundy team when Robinson was out due to injury, but really an untested and unproven. But boy, I really like his special athleticism. I would guarantee he's going to use his legs a lot, and Coach Smith's going to call on him to use his legs a lot. And it's going to come down to decision making back there.
Yeah, that minimizes the running back position to a certain extent, depending on what you're getting there when you have a running quarterback. You know he's got a good arm for baseball, and he can throw the football a ton. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup tonight between Columbus and Beckman.
I agree. And with Nolan, he was a standout wide receiver with his lifelong pal, Owen Hosh. So you do lose Nolan on the receiver when you have to move him to quarterback. But they've got a strong receiver core. They've got Owen Hosh, who had a great junior season. They've got Spencer Schaefer. They're deep there. Who else they got? They got Owen Hosh, Carter Hogendorn, Sean Monahan, and Spencer Schaefer, like I said. So they are deep at the wide receiver position. One key component here is that sophomore Mason Smith is out due to injury, unfortunately. He's going to play a big role this year at tight end. Liam Devine, sophomore, is going to step into the tight end role and also play a little linebacker for us. So it'll be interesting to see how the sophomore stands up against a varsity competition, because that's a tough ask.
Yeah, I think Smith will be back here in a week or two. I don't think it's not a season-ending thing, but boy, that's a big hit for the first week of the year. That guy's a baller.
Well, we know that high school football starts and stops with the O-line. As you said earlier, we've got big Tommy Faraday and Rudy Lind anchoring the right and left tackle positions. We've got Augie Trinan, 3-year starter at the center position. A couple of new guys at guard. But we've got some beefy O-line here that a lot of them will play both ways. What are you going to see what are you looking for in the trenches tonight?
Well, I think it's probably maybe too much asked to dominate, but like I just said in the preview, these guys have been shoulder to shoulder for 3 years. Most of these guys started as sophomores, at least off and on. I think you're going to have to win the battle up front, offensively and defensively. And if you do that, you're going to win the game. And if you don't, you're not going to win the game. I'll put it that simple.
Moving over to defense, the Sailors actually return. I was looking at some bound. I want to preface all the information tonight that Jeff and I grab is from the Varsity Bound website. So if there's a numbers wrong or we're calling the wrong player, we're going to go ahead and apologize in advance because we are only as good as the information that is posted on Varsity Bound. So let's get that disclaimer out of the way right now. But moving over to the defensive side of the ball, the Sailors actually returned 5 of their top 7 tacklers on defense. As we said earlier, we graduated Camonte, who was one of my favorite dogs on the defensive and offensive lines. We also graduated Drew Schultz, who was a top tackler for us. But 5 out of the top 7 tacklers are returning in Augie Trinan, Parker Stroh, Owen Hosh, Rudy Lind, and Bryce Nolan. What do you want to see on the defensive side of the football for the Sailors tonight?
Well, I think it's kind of the same thing, and then I expect you didn't hear Faraday's name in there. He needs to step. He's the biggest, strongest guy in the field possibly, and get some tackles for loss, clog up the middle, make Beckman a little more one-dimensional. But I think you've got a pretty good start on this defense, and defense a lot. It's a little bit of technique, but it's a lot of dog in you too, man. And you just go to the ball and hit hard.
That's exactly right. Faraday was hindered a little bit early in the season. One of the reasons he maybe didn't rack up quite as many stats as he would have liked last year was he missed the first 3 or 4 games with injury. It is really nice to see him on the football field for week 1.
Yeah, I'm looking out there doing the captain's talk right now and flipping the coin, and he is, he's all of 6'5", probably 260.
He's a big boy. A lot of beef out there with him and Rudy Lind. We'll move along to some of the more intricate parts of the game. Football, is on all levels. The game usually comes down to turnovers. Last year I was looking up some stats. The Trailblazers forced a staggering 26 turnovers on defense last year, and the Sailors only took the ball away 12 times. How do you see that playing into the game tonight?
Well, I thought last year, at least Columbus-wise, and I only saw Beckman a couple times. Beckman is real physical. That does not shock me at all. They hit you hard and they hit you fast, and they gang tackled and they ripped the ball out. Got to take care of the ball. Both teams have to take care of the ball. A lot of times, one turnover is not going to kill you. Multiple turnovers are going to get you, and then untimely turnovers, going into the red zone or deep in the other team's field.
Looks like the Sailors won the toss, deferred to the second half, so it appears that Beckman is going to receive the first half kickoff. We are going to mute the microphones up here shortly, and we're going to enjoy our national anthem.
Football fans, welcome to the start of the 2026 football season. I'd like to ask everybody to stand for prayer before we start tonight. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God, our loving Father, we thank you for this opportunity of athletic competition. Bless everyone here with a sincere desire to observe the tradition of good sportsmanship and to respect our opponents, their fans, the officials, and friends of Columbus Catholic High School. Regardless of the final score, help us to appreciate the effort put forth by the players from both teams. Lead us all to you and grant us a place in your eternal kingdom. Amen. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. For the national anthem tonight, we will welcome the Columbus Catholic Band under the direction of Cody McCracken to the field.
Great job by the Columbus Catholic High School Band. I tell you what, fall, coming up to be fall, Friday evening.
We'd like to thank our officials.
We got a beautiful night of weather here, Jeff. Weather conditions at absolutely perfect 70 degrees, little wind, partly cloudy. Nothing quite like it.
Yeah, lights are on. It's still light out, though, but just preemptive lights are on. And, we're worried about this game and excited about this game. They're doing this everywhere across the country. Everywhere across the country. Friday night lights are going, Friday night football. So this is it's gonna be a fun season. Looking at the officials, I only see one young guy out there. That looks like those guys might be getting out of the Brentwood home today. I don't know.
Veteran crew tonight.
Yeah, that's what we call them, veteran guys, and we'll see how they call it. They like to tease those referees. Talked to them earlier before the game, but man, they're doing it for the love of the game too.
Absolutely. Last year, Columbus went a modest 5-4, finished second place in the district. Lost a couple of tough games early to this Beckman squad and a good Grundy team. But then really had a nice run in the district. They lost one to Hudson due to turnovers, but finished second place in the district. And then lost a tough one here to Clarion Goldfield in the first round of the playoffs. But all in all, a much better campaign than the prior year, which was a tough rebuilding year. But I think the Sailors are very optimistic and feel really good about their chances in the district this year.
Yeah, talking to Coach Schmidt, I don't think he thought he was ahead of the game last year. I think he thought, qualifying for state, maybe winning a game two, that's an added bonus. But he goes, we're getting back in the playoffs. I don't think that's the goal this year, to make the playoffs. I mean, obviously it is. I think they want to make a deep run, and it's going to start tonight.
I completely agree with you. They're ready to win. They've got a strong senior class, and you just got to go out there and perform to the best of your ability.
We are just a few seconds away now.
Bryce Nolan, starting quarterback, will have kicking duties again this season. Did a nice job kicking last year. And just like that, Jeff, we are going to be underway for the 2026 Sailor season. Nolan's kick is away, line drive, lands at the 12-yard line, fielded, looking for some room up the sideline, and he's hemmed in by Liam Devine, sophomore, making the tackle there.
That's a good form tackle by Devine right there. Kept his head up, got his arms wrapped, and just drove him to the ground. Nice play.
Jack Wessels, senior for Beckman on the return there, got about 8 yards. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Klusner behind as quarterback for Beckman. He's a junior, first year starting. They lost a senior last year. There's Jude Kramer on the carry. He was a sophomore last year. I think he had about 800 yards rushing as a sophomore. He'll be a key to their offense. Stumbles forward for about 3 yards. So we have 2nd and 7.
Sailors. The gain of 3 on the plate.
Always interesting these first few plays. You just getting those nerves out. And as soon as you put your hands on somebody, you're ready to go for the rest.
Another handoff right up the middle, and that is stuffed. I believe that's Rudy Lind and Thomas Faraday, and they're Augie Trinan in there. A whole bunch of Sailors.
There's five to six guys gang tackled right there. Nice attack to the ball. 5-yard loss.
Just like that, we are 3rd and long, just where you want to be on defense. Beckman was a run-heavy team last year. Starts out with 2 runs this year. 3rd and 9. Klusner drops back, and he's going to be,
got away from him.
He away and completes the pass. They had him wrapped up in the backfield. He squirts away and completes the pass for about 12 yards, and that's going to be good for a Beckman first down.
Yeah, Faraday had him wrapped up or it just got out by a fingernail, and then good awareness by the quarterback to complete that pass.
10.5 minutes left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from the Beckman 34-yard line.
1st and 10 from their own 34.
Klusner at quarterback. Kramer going to be getting the bulk of the running duties. Handoff to Kramer, up the middle. He is stuffed in the hole. Boy, Augie Trinan's in on about every play there. And also, 56 is not on my roster. We're going to have to find out who 56 is. He's not on the Sailor roster on bound. It says Trinan up there, so we're going to have to move Trinan to 56. I've got him as 52 on my roster, but I guess he's 56. We'll have to see. Klusner back in shotgun. Handoff to Kramer. He's swallowed again by that defensive line of the Sailors.
So in the early going right now, the line for the Columbus Sailors is pretty much dominating, except for the one pass play, which is almost a broken play. But now's where you got to
really a near sack.
Here's where you have to buckle down because they're going to have to throw it again. They're having no success running. They're going to have to throw it. You need to shut them down here and try to get that ball.
3rd and 10. Klusner drops back. He's chased. He's rounding out running out of the pocket. He escapes the pocket, and he is diving forward, and he does get enough for the first down. So Beckman converts on 2 3rd and longs on this first drive to keep it alive on their first possession.
That was a real good job by Klusner. He looked like he was going to run it just about the whole way. As soon as he got around the end, then he just had to beat a defensive back. He was stumbling and actually had to dive for that first down. So real good play.
Parker Stroh chased him out of the pocket, and he had enough to get the first down. Handoff to Kramer, up the middle, not a lot of room, stumbles forward for about 2 yards. Looks like it's going to be the Klusner and Kramer show for the first quarter here for Beckman.
Kramer on the carry for the Blazers.
2nd and 8. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Clock runs a lot against a running team here. Klusner in shotgun. Drops back, wants to get rid of it quick, and that is, Liam Devine made a beautiful play to try to break it up. I don't know how that got through, but the receiver made a contested catch. Good for about 3 or 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and 4.
I'm telling you, he had that right in his chest plate, and Beckman kid just stole it away from him.
That was almost 6 the other way. 3rd and 4. Just into Sailor territory at the 48-yard line. Klusner in shotgun. Kramer at the tailback. Wessels on the near side is the wideout. Hands off to Kramer. Still nothing doing on the ground for Kramer. He is stuffed by Faraday and Lind, and I think we're going to be calling those numbers a lot this year.
Yeah, Columbus line flexed their muscle really in every drive there. And Beckman, nice job of getting a couple first downs. Now they're
4th and 4. Looks like they're going to come out and punt. I believe Monahan back for the Sailors. High punt. Monahan calls for the fair catch. He bobbles it, and that is recovered by Beckman on the Monahan fumble. That's a tough one right there. First punt of the year, and Beckman's going to take over 1st and 10 on the Sailor 13-yard line with 6:52 left in the first quarter.
Monahan called the fair catch. Looked like he got under it in plenty of time, and then just went between the arms and couldn't cover it. And Beckman was right there to get on it. So that's a huge play.
Haul it in. Beckman there to fall on the ball. We got a stoppage of play here. I think the calling for a 25-second play clock. Now we got to figure it out. We got Klusner and shotgun. Kramer fakes handoff. Looks like a little bit of a busted play. And that is a nice play by Owen Hosh. Tackle for loss. And Beckman loses 2.
Yeah, that was a broken play. They were supposed to hand that off to Kramer. Either Kramer went too wide or Klusner couldn't get over there quick enough. So Klusner just said, well, I'm going to run it around the corner. And Columbus said, I don't think so.
Miscommunication there between Klusner and Kramer, and Owen Hosh is there to clean up the mess. 2nd and 13, a little bit over 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter here. 0-0 score as Beckman still has their first possession going here. We have a little pre-snap penalty here.
Looked like 76. Might have raised that hand right before the whistle, or right before the snap, I should say.
The officials will get together, and a referee coming over to make the call.
That's probably why he moved, because we were offsides.
Offsides on the Sailors. What, is this the first time we've had the referee mic'd up? That's kind of nice. You don't have to guess. So it's going to be 2nd and 8, right at the Sailor 10. And we're looking for that D-line to make a play here. Klusner in shotgun. Kramer is a tailback. 2 wide to the right. Hands off to Kramer up the middle. He finds a little bit of a crease, but he is stopped for a couple-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down from about the 8-yard line.
Real hard 2.5, 3-yard gain there, but he kept his. He was stopped, for no gain, and just through sheer will and pumping those legs, got a 2.5-yard gain.
So 3rd and about 5 from the 8-yard line. Beckman can get a first down inside the 3. Klusner drops back. He's looking for a man, gets rid of it in the flat. That is Wessels. Makes the catch, but only about a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 1 from about the 5, maybe 4th and 2. Looks like they're bringing in the special teams. I think they're going to try the field goal.
They're bringing in 5 new guys, so it's got to be the PAT team. It's going to be a field goal team.
Yep, looks like they're kicking the field goal, which would be a big stand for the Sailors after that fumbled punt. And he's throwing the tee to the side. It's going to go right off the deck. Wessels with the kicking duty for Beckman. Snap, hold, kick is no good. He hit a squib line drive short and to the right.
You might want to use that tee next time. Get that thing elevated a little bit, couple inches.
Could not agree more. That's interesting. He threw the field goal tee to the sideline and tried to kick it off the turf, and obviously did not get under it enough and just hit a squibber line drive.
So hard to kick that off the deck like that in high school. In fact, I don't know anybody that does it, to be honest.
Unless you're on the turf. I mean, if you're on artificial turf, for sure, but on the natural grass, I agree. So the Sailors take over on their own 5-yard line, and they stiffen up after the turnover, and that is a big stop for the Sailor D.
Yeah, you're thinking Beckman's going to come away with some sort of points there after that big turnover. And now it's Columbus' turn to see what they can do with 4:40 left in the first quarter.
Got to protect the ball deep in your own end. We've got Nolan direct under center, Isaac Sitzman in the backfield, Twins left. That handoff's going to go to Isaac Sitzman, finds a little bit of room there, and stopped for about a half-yard gain off the right side. Will bring up 2nd and 9.5.
Yeah, you're a little bit hamstrung when you're on your own 5 or 6 yard line. You can't get too fancy here and give it back away. And this is where you have to lean on that offensive line to get a good push and get a couple first downs.
Need to get a couple of road graders out there, move the pile, play physical football here early in the game. Just over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Sailors have it 2nd and 9 on their own 6-yard line. And you need a couple of first downs at a minimum to flip the field here. Nolan in the shotgun. Drops back, wants to throw quick. That's complete to Sean Monahan in the our near side flat here. Good for only about a yard or two.
Yeah, good catch by Monahan, but just a short route, and Wessels brought him down right away. Wessels from Dyersville Beckman.
3rd and 7 in the first quarter on their first possession. See what the Sailors, if the Sailors go to the air or if they stay conservative and just play for the punt. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Columbus 3rd and 7 from their about the 7 or 8 yard line. Nolan, looks like they choose a handoff to Sitzman, who's got a little bit of a hole. He's going to be close to a first down.
Very close.
Let's see where the spot is. And he's going to be just short, about a half a yard. So we've got 4th and a half a yard. And I don't know, this would be a big gamble to go for it early in the game, deep in your own territory. We'll see what the Sailors do.
4th and 1 for the Sailors.
Yeah, back in punt formation. That's the smart move this early in the game. Don't give Beckman 2 cracks at it inside their own 20.
Nolan gets a good high punt off, fielded at midfield. And he is hemmed in after about an 8-yard gain. I believe that's Tate Rice with about an 8-yard return. So Beckman will take over 1st and 10 from the Sailor 41-yard line with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first quarter.
I think that Liam Devine was in on that, bringing him down there on that punt return, just like the kickoff. He might be a good little player this year. It looks pretty promising right now.
Klusner drops back, doesn't like what he sees, rolls to his right. He lofts it up down the sideline, and that's incomplete. Too far for the Beckman receiver. That's number 44, Bryce Brunsman. Couple of Sailors on the coverage, including Sitzman and Noland. Looked like he scored it out over there for some coverage. And also Monahan coming over from the free safety position.
Yeah, he had a step on the Columbus defenders, but that was going to have to be a perfect pass to complete that tight on the sideline.
Klusner in the shotgun. Kramer, tailback. They're going to the air again. Klusner rolling to his left, looking, and he gets rid of it to the middle of the field. That's caught by Luke Cruz for about 7 yards. I think we're going to have 3rd and 7 here. Interesting, in the first series, nothing but handoff, and a couple of rollouts. And now on 1st and 2nd down, they go to the air.
Yeah, I think obviously the Beckman coaching staff is like, hey, let's try to spread these guys out a little bit because we were having no luck, tackle to tackle.
Klusner in the shotgun. Kramer, tailback. Now the handoff goes to Kramer up the middle on 3rd and 3. That ball's on the ground, and they're going to whistle it dead, saying down by contact. And he's going to be real close to a 1st down. And they are going to give it to him. So 1st and 10 now on the Sailor 30-yard line with 1:33 left in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, so far Beckman's dominating the minutes of possession here, but Columbus needs to stiffen up once again to another.
It's going to be a whistle. I thought that was a false start. This it is. False start on Beckman. So that's going to back him up 5 yards to 1st and 15. With 1:20 left in the 1st quarter. Beckman will have the ball on the Sailor 35, 1st and 15. Sailors in their all-black uniform, white helmets. Beckman in the classic white away jerseys with the gold helmets. I know they're the opponent, but I sure do like those gold helmets.
I like playing over on their field, too, when we have the away game.
Absolutely. Klusner drops back, looking for a man to – oh, and it's almost picked off. Owen Hosh
in his hands.
Had it in his hands, and I'm telling you, if he makes that catch, he's going down the sideline, and no one is catching it.
Which may be the problem, because he may have been looking down to see who he had to outrace, because that was right in his hands.
I think he saw some daylight.
Now, having said that, what a great play, a great break on the ball.
Great play. Missed opportunity on the defensive side, but 2nd and 15 here. With 1:17 left in the 1st quarter.
He's coming in the blitz.
Back. They're coming on the blitz. He gets the right one man. He does not get past Thomas Faraday, who wraps up Klusner for his 1st sack of the season.
Not a huge sack, about a half a yard, but that goes in as a sack. And now it's going to put Beckman a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Well, more importantly than just getting the sack is that he had some daylight. There was a lot of green out there. Faraday doesn't make that tackle. 3rd and long. Sailors have struggled a little bit on 3rd and long so far in the 1st quarter. Klusner is going to roll to his right. Looking. He's pressured. And
he's going to go down.
Faraday gets number 2.
Now that's a sack. That's a 10, 12-yard sack that you don't see every day. Great job by Faraday. Didn't fall for the little pump fake either, which a lot of guys like to jump up in the air, and then that kind of freezes them. And that's going to force them, if they would have got any yardage there, I think they go for it on 4th down. Now it forces Beckman to punt.
Flips the field. Faraday keeps his feet, stays under control, and just pancakes Klusner for a big sack on 3rd down. Beckman is going to go ahead and let the clock expire on the 1st quarter. Nice stop by the defense, by the Sailors. We're going to be right back with 4th and 27 at the start of the 2nd quarter. Stick around.
And just a quick reminder, please do not go beyond the colored flagging around the stadium, including the softball and baseball field. Also, we'd like to ask the children to not stand or play on the large bench stones near the entrance for everyone's safety. Thank you. Also, we got a birthday boy in the house tonight. The Sailor varsity baseball coach, Mr. Mike Zegner solving the big 5-0 today. Give Mike a round of applause.
And we are back. Start of the second quarter here. Blazers 4th and 27 after the monster sack by Thomas Faraday. Monahan back to receive the punt. Little skip on the side. He had a line drive.
Got a piece of it.
Straight out of bounds. I think you're right. I think Hosh got a little piece of it, or at least disrupted the motion enough, and that was a straight line drive right out of bounds at about the Sailor 35-yard line.
Yeah, that looked like it might have just grazed off his finger. Nice play. During the first quarter, second quarter, little intermission there.
Sailor 34-yard line.
Coach Z, Mike Zetner, 50 years old today.
Happy birthday, Z.
Yeah, they gave him a standing ovation to the crowd. He had a heck of a good baseball season.
Great season.
Maybe he's not real happy that I said his actual age. Could have just said happy birthday. But you're the 5-0, Mike. Well,
1st and 10. Nolan takes the snap. Off to his side. He runs, trying to find some room on the right side. Gets maybe a yard. That snap was a little off to his right. And he made the best of it, just going around the end for a 1-yard gain to start the Sailors' second possession of the game.
A nice tackle also by Jackson Parsons, coming in the middle linebacker spot and tracking Nolan down. Well, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, I think, this whole night now. Looks like two evenly matched teams so far, but, Columbus only had the ball once, so we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, Columbus here 11 minutes in the second quarter has only run 4 offensive plays. They need to get going on offense. There's some room for Sitzman. Finds a huge hole off the right side, and that's the biggest play of the night for the Sailors on a 12-yard scamper by senior Isaac Sitzman.
Now, if you watch that, after first contact, the next two guys from Beckman were ripping that ball. So you've got to take care of that ball after first contact, and that's why they had all those turnovers.
Yeah, we talked about it at pregame, 26 turnovers. The only silver lining to that is that 19 of those 26 were forced by seniors last year. But you can tell these sophomores and juniors last year that are now juniors and seniors were taught to rip at that football.
And I think that's a culture thing. It's what they hang their hat on. We win the turnover battle, and they're going to –
Nolan hands off to Sitzman again. Lead blocking is Owen Hosh in the fullback position. Gets another 3 yards there, and the Sailors got a little something cooking on offense here. 10:20 left, 10 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. 0-0. We have no score, a couple of punts and a missed field goal by Beckman. And the Sailors just having their second possession. Went 3 and out deep in their own territory on the first possession. Second possession here, have a nice drive going with about 25 yards of offense so far. Nolan into shotgun, flanked by Sitzman. Owen Hosh in motion. Nolan gonna run it, keep it to the right, trying to find some room, and he's met by a couple of Beckman defenders. And he is run out of bounds, and that's actually Jude Kramer, the Beckman running back, also playing linebacker, forces him out of bounds for about a 2-yard loss. We're going to have 3rd and 8.
Parsons, once again, though, number 22, disrupted that play enough that Kramer could make the play. They've got a good little linebacking core there between those two guys.
Sailors have found some room up the middle so far tonight. They haven't found as much room on the edge. Although the Sailors, I'm sure, will keep going there because they are a very speedy team. 3rd and 8, ball at midfield. Nolan in the shotgun, Sitzman in the backfield. 3 receivers. Nolan's going to roll to his right. He's looking. He might have to throw it, and that is caught by Owen Hosh along the sideline. What a beautiful catch and throw. Nolan under duress and finds his teammate Hosh along the sideline. Oh, wait.
Yeah, they called him out of bounds. It looked like he drug that foot. Of course, now that's as far away as you
Oh,
can get
my
from what we're seeing.
goodness.
But the far side official called him out of
I
bounds.
am over here celebrating. I thought that was a clean catch along the sideline. I am shocked. They call him out of bounds. And so 4th and 8, the Sailors are forced to punt. Boy, that's a disappointment. Reese back to return the punt. Nolan gets some good hang time on it, calls for a fair catch at his own 25-yard line. And 8:45 left in the second quarter. Beckman's going to take over. We're going to take a quick break. Just like that, we're back with 8:45 left in the second quarter. Nolan's punt down to the Beckman 25. Klusner in the shotgun. Hands off to, that's Mason Smith for Beckman, number 7. His first carry of the game. And a lot like Kramer, that's going nowhere. They're stuffed at the line for a half a yard.
Brought down by Rudy Lynn. Gain on the play.
Yeah, just a gain of a half yard. So at some point they're going to continue to either throw the ball or at least stretch and try to get around an end, because this middle is just not happening for Beckman.
Would love to have a replay on that misconnection between Nolan and Haas along the sideline. I really thought he got a foot in. But here we are, 2nd and 9. Klusner back, a little bit of a high snap. That's going to go to Smith again. So they're giving Kramer a breather in the backfield and go to the senior Mason Smith on the second carry in a row for 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 at the Beckman 30-yard line. 7:44 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, I didn't even see Kramer in the backfield last two. Not even as a decoy or a blocking back. So
playing both ways, maybe getting a breather. That looked like some motion by Terrell Foster, Mitch Ram, Don Patnode, Caden Ludwig, and Carter Gallagher. Additional support staff of Jed Smith, Sam Serksina, Nick Bellamy, Steve Baird, and Savannah Hunt. And in the athletic department, we've got Julie Gersh as AD, supported by Nick Bellamy and Eileen Salkowski. Wonderful Columbus staff.
yeah, Beckman on the other hand, first-year head coach Ryan Mesner. Now he was with them. He was their defensive coordinator, I believe, for years and years, and just got bumped to head coach. Assistants Jimmy Backenstedt, Sam Willenbring, Ty Troutman, Ryan Devereaux, and Brian Rader. I'm going to say Ryder, could be Roder.
3rd and 5. The second quarter is just disappearing on us. We've only, oh no, that's the timeout.
Gotta be.
I was a little confused there. That's the timeout clock. Scrambling around is Klusner, and he is going to be brought down short. I think that's a clock malfunction. There's no way that is the end of the, yeah, there's 7 minutes left. There was some type of clock malfunction there on the timeout where we have 7 minutes left in the second quarter, but the horn just blew and the clock ran out, and now it went back to 7 minutes.
I think what they did is they put 2 minutes up for the timeout, or 3 minutes, whatever it is, and they never took it off. The official didn't realize it either.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're resetting the clock here. That play does count. It's going to be 4th and about a half a yard, and they're going to reset the clock to 6 minutes and 56 seconds here. Now they got it right. And I don't know. I think Beckman's going to go for this. At least they're lining up like they're going for it on 4th and short on their own 34 in a 0-0 ball game. I don't like this at all. Klusner takes it, hands off to Smith, and he's going to have the first down and a little bit more. I think that's a big gamble, but it pays off for Beckman, and they get the first down all the way out to their own 40-yard line.
They had confidence in their horse, and they gave it to Kramer there, and he got the first down.
I'm telling you, early in a ball game like that, in a 0-0 ball game, that's a big, big risk. But it pays off. They've got 1st and 10 with 6:30 left in the second quarter. And that's still Mason Smith in there at running back. We haven't seen Kramer for this whole drive. I don't know if they're just giving him a breather or if he's nursing an injury or what. Goes to Smith again up the middle, and he gets 3. A little bit of room there. We'll have 2nd and 7. Unfortunately, we have a trailblazer down. For you folks at home, that's number 58, Austin Hartman Jr. Doesn't look to be too serious, but he is down a little bit, might be a cramp. And the training staff will attend to him, and we're going to take a quick break. We're back here. Hartman unfortunately had to be helped off the field. Looks like maybe an ankle injury, so prayers up for Austin Hartman, who's helped to the sideline here. We hope it's nothing serious. It looks like he's getting some attention on a lower leg injury there. 2nd and 6. Klusner hands off to Mason Smith again, who finds some room. He's kind of a slasher. Kramer's it's kind of a little lightning and thunder action there. Kramer's kind of their bruiser, and Smith looks to be a little bit of a slasher.
Yeah, that might be a coaching decision too. If they're pretty close, hey, let's give the other guy a chance where maybe he's a little more shifty, a little dodgier, and harder to hit. Get your hands on.
3rd and about 6 inches here right at midfield in the 50-yard line. 5:30 left in the first half. Again, the handoff right
go for loss.
He doesn't get it.
That's a short loss.
That's a half-yard loss, so it's going to be 4th and 1 from just the Beckman side of the 50, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they go for it again here.
I think if you're going to do it on your side of the ball, you're definitely going to do it when you're in at least in Columbus territory. Well, they're right on the line, aren't they? Right on the 50.
4th and 1 at the 50. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Game is absolutely flying by with both teams sticking majorly to the running attack. Klusner's in shotgun. He hands off to the big bruiser Kramer, who stumbles and rumbles forward. And unfortunately for the Sailors, he's got about 4 yards, 5 yards, and that's enough for a Beckman first down. And the Sailor defense has got to get a stop here. They've been on the field the majority of the first half here. Time of possession, much slanted in Beckman's favor. I think the Sailors have only run about 8 or 9 plays in the entire first half. Beckman playing keep away. Klusner in the shotgun. Snap. Oh, and we've got a whistle and a flag, and that looks like false start on Beckman. That's going to back them up another 5 yards. The second pre-snap penalty. We're going to have 1st and 15 from the 50-yard line, and this is a great opportunity for the Sailors to stiffen up here and get off the field in 3 or 4 plays here.
Yeah, the only problem with that, you're going to be down to minute and a half, 2 minutes left when you get it back, but at least you get it back, and if they don't score, and you have a chance to maybe run a little 2-minute offense.
Klusner in the backfield, takes the snap, looking, he's rolling to his left, looking, gets rid of it, caught at the 38-yard line. That is Tate Rice, and that is going to be 2nd and 4. A good throw on the run there by Klusner. He was chasing. He was running for his life.
Even
a couple of big Sailors
more
there.
Important than that is you can tell he's not going to panic in this game. I mean, he's got guys bearing down on him right and left, and he's making good pretty good pinpoint passes.
And his first varsity start here as a junior, the senior last year, Beckman got most of the playing time. 2nd and 5, 3:30 left in the half. Klusner drops back, rolls to his right. He's got time. He's got time. He's going to go downfield, and he's wide open. Some blown coverage in the backside of the defense, and that's Tate Rice, and that is a Beckman touchdown with 3:18 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, he got free, and that was a real easy pitch and catch there that you could have underthrown him, overthrown him a little bit, and just made the adjustment because he was wide open.
Well, and really the key there was that was the first pass attempt, really, that Beckman, that Klusner's had any time. The defensive line and the linebackers have been all over Klusner. They couldn't get through that time, and he sat back, and he picked up Rice for the easy touchdown. And that kick is up and good. It's going to be 7-0 with 3:18 left in the half, and we'll be right back.
Blazers 7, Sailors 0.
Sailors set to receive the kickoff after the Beckman touchdown strike from Klusner to Rice. About a 35-yard touchdown pass. It looks like Wessels gets the kicking duty for Beckman. Hogendorn and Monahan back deep for the Sailors. Kick is away, line drive, almost a squibber. That hits one of the up man for the Sailors, who does a nice job grabbing the ball and rushing forward for about 5 to 7 yards. That was Henry Miller. Henry Miller did a nice job blocking that, really knocking down the line drive kick and getting 5 to 7 yards on the return. Sailors have it with 3:13 in the half with 30-yard line. Sailors do have all 3 timeouts left. A little over 3 minutes to do something here. They've only run about eight plays here in the first half. Beckman's done a fantastic job on the running game. A couple of key passes, and they've really kept the ball away from the Sailors. But we have 3 minutes, 3 timeouts, and we get the ball back to start the second half. Nolan in the shotgun. He's looking to run. Not much there. Runs into a couple of Beckman Trailblazers. He just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Brought down by Smith for the Blazers.
You need to get a first down here. You do not want to give the ball back to Beckman. They have 2 timeouts left and a 7-0 lead. 2:49 and running left in the second quarter here. So not a bad strategy. The Sailors are in no hurry here. They want to kind of play the clock game and see if they can get something going. It's a little bit of a balancing act here, but you do have all 3 timeouts. Nolan under center. Takes the snap. Hands it up the middle to Sitzman, who's met by a couple of Beckman Trailblazers, and that's no gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Beckman needs a timeout here maybe on defense, but I'm sure they'll see what happens on 3rd down here.
No gain on play.
Let it take under 2 minutes. It's going to be well under 2 minutes, and then
and
now you're kind of behind the 8 ball. It's 3rd and 10. You don't want to take too much risk here and have a turnover. So
3rd and 10 from their own 30. Minute 56 left in the half. Sailors go 4 wide. Nolan in the shotgun. Sitzman in the backfield. Nolan's going to roll to his right, looking for a man. He's got one along the sideline, and that is not handled. It's squirted out. Intended receiver was Ryan Ryder, sophomore, can't quite bring it in. That's going to stop the clock. Oh, or they're running the clock. I thought an incomplete pass would stop the clock.
It should have, but it's still running, and nobody's saying a word.
The reason the
Well, it just stopped right there. It just stopped right there, but about 12 seconds.
Hometown clock operator let about 12 seconds run off the clock. We got a minute 23 left, and the Sailors are going to have to punt. I think their referees are going to get together, and they might be. I think the Beckman coaches saw what we saw. I think they might be asking for about 10 seconds to be put back on the clock here.
And that's fair. I mean, I think it's all at 10 seconds. It looked like it ran off.
7 seconds. We're going to have a minute 30 left on the game clock. 4th and 10. And Nolan's going to have to punt this one away. So this is going to be one where you've got to have some good punt coverage, and your defense has got to hold up for the rest of this first half, and you can get it into the locker room here. Nolan takes the snap. Good line drive punt. There's a flag on the play way in the backfield, so I don't know if that's going to be a hold on Beckman, maybe a hold on one of the gunners. Let's see here.
But that's 40 yards away from anybody doing anything. That came out instantly.
Instantly. Very interesting how early that flag came out. The only thing I can think of is if one of the defenders on Beckman was holding one of the Sailor gunners is the only thing I could see that guy would see. And they're talking about it. We're going to find out shortly here.
Legal substitution of the receiving team.
Brandon Bolin up here on the production. As I was sitting here wondering what was going on, he just looks over me and goes, I think it was an illegal substitution. You called it, big guy. Called it. So that'll bring up 4th and 5. Not enough for the first down, but a minute 23. Wait, why are they going back 5 yards? They should be going forward 5. I thought they said 5 yards on the receiving team, didn't they? Well, hang on a second. He said 5 yards on the receiving.
That's what he said, but he walked it off against Columbus. So,
but then they walked it off against the Sailors. So I think we have maybe the
they might just be getting calibrated here, so where they can fit. Well, that's where it's at. Yeah, 5 yards from the 30. They're on the 25.
Now the line judge is saying, no. You said on the receiving team. So the line judge had the line of scrimmage at the 35, but they set the ball on the 25. Now they've got it figured out, and it is going to be 4th and 5 on the 35-yard line. Boy, what a fiasco we got going. Either way, 1:23 left in the second quarter. 4th and 5, Nolan to punt. And Reese back to return for the Trailblazers. That punt is blocked. That punt is blocked. They got a hand on it. And we netted about 10 yards on that punt. And the Trailblazers, that is disaster for the Sailors. We should have declined the penalty. I didn't even think about that. But the Trailblazers are going to take over on the 45-yard line. And they'll have a minute 16 and 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Well, as good as Columbus has played in a tough game so far, you really want to see your defense step up here and get off the field here at no worse than a 7-0. Here we go.
Yeah, if it's 7-0, that's actually a win for Columbus. They haven't had the ball but a handful of times, so the offense can't get anything going. Defense has played real well, but only giving up 7 points to this point.
Defense has played incredibly well. Offense still kind of in that early season rut a little bit. They've got to get a little rhythm, get Nolan comfortable back there in the pocket. I do like how Brad Schmidt moves the pocket a lot. He likes to roll out passes. Nolan's a good athlete, can throw on the run. You got to get Owen Hosh. You got to get your playmaker. The touch is maybe a little touch here. I could see them, if they get the ball back in the second half, running Owen Hosh around the end a little bit or trying to find something in the flat, a quick hitter. But before we get there, the Sailors need to step up on defense with a minute 16 left in the half and keep this game a 1-touchdown deficit.
Yeah, well, we got a second here. I want to give a couple shout-outs. Rudy Lynn's grandparents listen every week to us, Tom and Kay Lynn. And Alex Feldman just texted me. I think he's down in Bettendorf. He's listening to the show, watching the show.
Just got married.
He got married.
Got married a couple weeks ago.
Klusner's
going to go for it down the sideline. Well overthrown. He wanted Reese again down there along the sideline, and that was great coverage by Ryan Ryder. The sophomore made a nice play, and Klusner had no choice but to throw that one deep and overthrew his guy by about 8 yards.
But I think it also shows their plan of attack here. I think they can win the passing game, and right now they have won the passing game.
2nd and 10, 1:10 left in the first half. Beckman with 2 timeouts. 7-0 lead, Dyersville Beckman. Klusner drops back. He's got plenty of time. Now Rudy Lynn comes in, chases him out of the pocket. That's exactly what you need. Rudy Lynn got free, fought through a double team, and chased Klusner out of the pocket and made him forced to throw a wild incomplete pass across the middle.
3rd and 10 for the Blazers.
1:04 left. With those 2 incompletions, the Sailors could potentially get the ball back here, but you want to be careful. 1:04 left in the half, 3rd and 10, 7-0 Beckman. Sailors rushing 4, playing with 4 DBs. Klusner drops back. That's a hold on the end. They didn't call it. Boy, oh boy. Klusner gets free. That is a hold on Parker. Parker Stroh got held on the right end there. They didn't call it, and they scramble forward for almost a first down. It's going to be 3rd and short. 51 seconds and counting. That's going to be Kramer stumbling forward for a first down. And with 44 seconds left in the half, Beckman is going to call a timeout. So we've got 1st and 10 from the Sailor 31 and 44 seconds left in the first half. Beckman with 1 timeout left.
Yeah, time to stiffen up here. Boy, just a couple big plays here and there. It just keeps Beckman drives alive. They do a nice job of playing to the end, just to the end of the play. Just keep fighting the whole way.
That 3rd and 15 scramble by Klusner, I'm telling you, Parker Stroh was number 56. He's the right end. He was closest to us on the field. He had his man beat upfield. I really felt like the offensive tackle grabbed a shoulder pad there up around the horse collar area, and it went uncalled. And so the result was a Klusner scramble for 15 yards, and then the Kramer stumbled forward for a first down on the next play. 43 seconds left in the second quarter. Beckman up 7-0 on our Columbus Sailors. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. And the Sailors need to get a stop here and keep Beckman off the scoreboard and keep this a 1-score game. Klusner in the backfield, a shotgun. Drops back, looking, they bring some pressure. That's Bryce Nolan and Owen Hush will meet you at the quarterback. Clock is running, 33 seconds left.
See, they want to save that last time out, but by the time they get organized, they're only going to get another couple plays.
25 seconds in running. Beckman lining up on 2nd and 20. 19 seconds. Klusner back in the scrambling, trying to look, finally gets rid of it, and that falls harmlessly incomplete along the sideline. 12 seconds left in the second quarter, 3rd and 20. And you've got to be very, very careful here if the Sailors, because they're going to throw something deep here with 12 seconds left and 3rd and 20 with the ball at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, I would think they're going to take 2 shots at it here with 12 seconds. They do have 1 timeout left, so.
Rice can move. We know he can catch. Surprised we're not playing a little bit more of a cushion here. Sailors are about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Klusner drops back. He's looking.
Yeah, there's a hold right there.
And he throws. That might be picked. No, he calls it incomplete, says it was on the turf. Augie Trinan almost caught it. There's 5.9 seconds left, but we have a flag.
It's a hold.
And that is a hold. So it'll replay 3rd down. I would move him back.
Yeah, they're going to.
There's 5.9 seconds. Why wouldn't you take the penalty?
They're going to.
There's only enough time for one play. Why would you not back him up 10 more yards? Taking the penalty doesn't hurt you at all. I'm really surprised that we declined that penalty, because I'd rather have 3rd and 30 on the last play of the half than 4th and 20.
Yeah, I'm not sure
it's
why.
Interesting decision why you wouldn't take that and make them run this play from the 50 rather than your 40.
Because you're going to have the same exact amount of time.
There's only 5 seconds left in the half.
Yeah.
So either way, the Sailors decline the penalty. 4th and 20, 5 seconds left in the half. Klusner in shotgun, drops back, looking for a man. He's rolling to his left. Rudy Lind is chasing him, and now Bryce Nolan comes and makes the play, and that is going to end the first half on a 10-yard scramble. The Sailors do a great job of holding Beckman out of the end zone in the second half, or in the second quarter, and we're going to go to halftime, 7-0, and we'll be back with your second half action.
At this time, we'd like to welcome the future of Sailor cheerleading to the field. Each summer, our Beckman Catholic cheerleaders host a youth cheer clinic for students in kindergarten through 8th grade. Throughout the clinic, our young cheerleaders learn routines, build their skills, and experience what it means to be a Sailor cheerleader. The clinic is held in each office, so stay tuned for more information on our 2025 youth cheer clinic. Sailor fans, make some noise and help us welcome our future Sailor cheerleaders. Thank you, cheer team.
Welcome back to Waterloo, Iowa. TJ McLaughlin Field here. Columbus Catholic Sailors battling the Dyersville Beckman Trailblazers in a 7-0 battle right now. Beckman has the lead by 1 score. Jeff, let's talk a little bit about that first half and what the Sailors need to do in the second half.
Yeah, well, let's first talk about Beckman. I mean, they did just enough. I mean, they got critical third downs, 1 critical fourth down to keep drives going, 1 good long pass, but their quarterback and running back, which is going to be their strength, carried them to the 7-0 lead. Now we flip it over to Columbus side. Well, get the ball and sustain a drive. Now that sounds almost sarcastic and maybe a little bit too simple, but you've had roughly 10, 11 offensive plays. The defense is wore out. I know these guys are going both ways, but you've got to get some first downs. It's got to start right away here in the second half.
Yeah, the defense spent a lot of time on the field. Beckman did a great job of ball control. Really a more balanced attack than I expected out of Beckman. I expect them to run the ball a little bit more with Kramer and Mason Smith, but Klusner had a nice first half. And on the flip side of it for the Sailors, you got to string some plays together. Noland had some decent runs, had a couple of good looks on pass, but I think a big surprise that Owen Hosh, I don't think has a catch or a carry yet. I expect him to be heavily involved in the second half. He's one of your playmakers, and Coach Smith's got to find a way to get him the ball.
Yeah, so you could see that Beckman made a little bit of an adjustment that, like, we are not going to be able to run effectively tackle to tackle those first 2 or 3 drives that Columbus pretty much snuffed out. They made a little bit of an adjustment. Now they're going outside the tackle box, maybe a rollout, maybe a sweep. Now let's see if Columbus makes their change, because what you're seeing with Nolan, and he's getting a spy on him, and I think they're double teaming Hosh. So they're trying to take away the two-star players for Columbus. Got to make an adjustment, and somebody's got to step up.
Someone's got to step up for sure. I think the offensive and defensive line for Columbus played a very good half. Yeah. Maybe on the offensive side of the balls, maybe need to try to open up a few more holes, give Bryce Nolan a little bit more time. But really, I thought the O-line and D-line, anchored by Rudy Lynn, Thomas Faraday, and Augie Trinan, I believe Parker Stroh is out there, and Jackson Marlin round out the 5 offensive linemen, but really looking for them to take control of this second half and string a couple of first downs together.
And really, they're going to need to. They're going to have to. They're going to have to win the offensive line of scrimmage, and then they're going to have to turn around and put their hand in the dirt and win the defensive line of scrimmage also.
About 40 seconds here. The Sailors are going to receive the second half kickoff here. A little bit of a bright spot, too, just all around on offense and defense. Liam Devine, sophomore, played a pretty good football game for his first varsity start.
Yeah, I had not seen him play. Got a good nose for the ball. Aggressive, hits hard. Good technique and tackling.
And Beckman here is set to kick off. Jack Wessels. We've got Monahan and Hogendorn back to return. That's Monahan taking up to the 20. He's at the 25, has a little bit of a seam, and he squirts his way out to the 32-yard line, and that's the kind of momentum you need to start the second half.
You need. The student section, they're just chomping at the bit to get in this thing. Good run by Monahan. Now you just have to follow it up with some positive yardage here.
Great home crowd here. Stands are packed. You have a blackout section on the student section to match the all-black uniforms for the Sailors. And we're going to start 1st and 10 from their own 32. Let's see if the Sailors can get some offense going. I think we only ran about 10 or 12 plays in that entire first half. Nolan, the senior at quarterback. Sitzman in the backfield. 3 receivers for the Sailors. Monahan in motion. Handoff goes. No, it's a nice fake. Nolan rolls to his right, and now he's going to keep it around the end and gets a nice 6 or 7 yard gain. Boy, that was good ball handling there. I thought Sitzman got the handoff.
Yeah, good fake. Looked like Coach Schmitz opened up the offense a little bit. I thought that could have went 2 ways. I think Nolan could have decided earlier to go and get that first down, but I think there was a little sliver where he could have thrown that for a long gain too.
Gets a nice 6 yard gain, 2nd and 4. Devine runs in the play from the sideline. Sailors come to the line, 11:40 left in the third quarter. Nolan is shotgun, flanked by Sitzman, 3 receivers. Nolan takes it, wants to run right up the middle, design quarterback run, and he is stuffed for no gain. We've got to find a little crease there and hold on to a block, and we're going to bring up 3rd and 4 at the Sailor 40-yard line.
Early in the third quarter, but a huge play just to keep the momentum going and keep the ball. You don't want to go 3 and out on your first possession.
It really is. I know, like you said, a lot of time left in the game, but we only got a couple of first downs. You really need to set the tone here in the third quarter and come out and sustain a drive. Nolan, sole in the backfield, empty backfield. Nolan in shotgun, 5 receivers wide. Nolan wants the curl route, and the receiver slips and falls down, and he is not able to keep his footing. That's Spencer Schaefer. Got tripped up on the turf, and that ball falls to the turf, and that brings up 4th and 4. And the Sailors might be keeping the offense on the field. No, it looks like Nolan's going to stop back there and punt.
Yeah, if Schaefer can pick that off the grass, that would have been a first down.
Nolan back to punt. Sailors go 3 and out on their first drive of the second half. Line drive, gets a nice Sailor bounce all the way down to the Beckman 20. That's a great punt, but the Sailor struggles on offense continue into the third quarter on a 3 and out after a decent return out to the 30 by Monahan.
Might be something to watch too with that ball is coming off Nolan's foot real low. So it's barely getting over the line of scrimmage. That one got blocked earlier in the game, and that thing was only about 10 foot off the ground. So need to get a little more air in there. Got a nice roll.
First and down from the 20-yard line, 10:48 left in the third quarter. Beckman up 7-0. Klusner takes the snap and hands off to that Smith again, getting a lot of action there, a little bit more than I thought he would. I thought Kramer would be doing the bulk of the running doozy. He stumbles forward for 3 yards, 2nd and 7. And that again, sophomore Liam Devine in for the tackle on that.
Yeah, really pleasantly surprised. I shouldn't even say that because I had no expectation. Good player.
Sailors in their standard 4-3 defense. High snap. Klusner does a nice job getting a hold of it and hands off to Smith again, who stopped after. Oh, no, that's number 44. That is actually Bryce Brunsman get that carry, the fullback. So that brings up 3rd and 3. Sailors really need to get off the field here. You can't have another half where you spend the entire time. You can't win if you don't score, and you need the ball. 3rd and 3. Klusner in shotgun. Mason Smith, the running back. 3 wide receivers. Snap. There's the handoff to Smith, and he's stuffed by Thomas Faraday and a host of Sailors. Oh, he keeps pushing, fighting. Boy, that is a late surge. Look at the 2 line judges. The 2 line judges are a full yard apart on the mark. The near judge had him short of the 30. The far judge has him past the 30, and they spot it. Ooh, it's going to be 4th and inches.
Yeah, that's just a few inches, and we'll see what Beckman wants to do here.
They're going to measure. That was very interesting because the near side line judge had him about a yard shy of the 30. The far sideline judge had him at the 31. They were almost a full 2 yards apart on the spot there.
Yeah, but the far judge ran in and actually spotted it. The other guy didn't kind of match him, you know what I mean? And say, no, that's not where I've got it. So we'll see. This is a
measurement.
Big measurement.
And that is going to be 4th and about a millimeter. And I would imagine that Beckman goes for this. They've had some success on 3rd and short and 4th and short. So it looks like they're going to come to the line of scrimmage and go for it on 4th down. Let's see if we can get a big boy in there and get his stuff.
Yeah, the problem here, though, with Beckman, you got the lead. You don't want to switch any of that momentum right now if you don't get it. And they look like they are going to get it.
It looks like they are going to get and he squirts forward. And he's still going. Boy, he's fighting. My gosh. He went for about 15 yards after getting through the first line of defense there, and that's disappointing for the Sailors. They give up 15 on a fourth and inches.
Yeah, and he had it by about a yard, and it looked like they were going to blow it dead, but he just kept going, and they didn't blow it dead, and Columbus has to respond and put him to the ground.
So here we are again in a situation. Beckman running clock, 8:30 left in the third quarter. Beckman in ball control the entire evening, has it 1st and 10 at their 45. Sailors come on the blitz, and the ball's loose! The ball's loose! Oh my gosh, it hit about 15 different players, and that somehow ricocheted back into the Beckman hands. Oh my goodness, that was a huge opportunity. I think it went all the way back to Klusner, the quarterback, after pinballing around.
Yeah, I mean, it was a human game of Plinko there, and Columbus just couldn't get the ball. Just kept popping away from him.
Oh my goodness, another near miss. We've had a couple of near miss interceptions, a near miss fumble recovery. Brings up 2nd and 11. Beckman up 7-0 with 7:41 left in the third quarter. Klusner drops back. He's got pressure, trying and chasing him to the goal or to the sideline. And that's great coverage by Hogendorn from the corner spot, trying and chase him to the sideline, and Klusner had no window to complete a pass. That's incomplete to bring up 3rd and 11.
Couple good plays back-to-back for Columbus. Puts Beckman really behind the 8 ball at 3rd and 11.
I mean, you talk about finishing drives on offense. This is one where you got to finish the drive on defense. You've got to get a stop here, 3rd and 11, and force the punt. Don't give Beckman the opportunity to go for it on 4th and short. Big play here coming up on 3rd and 11. Klusner drops back. Quick hitter to the hitch, and we can't make the tackle. Oh, my goodness.
He's going to go to the house.
That is Wessels that breaks one tackle, and he takes that 55 yards on 3rd and 11 for a touchdown, and that is an absolute killer. 3rd and 11, all he did was hit a little hitch. We missed the tackle, and he takes it to the house. We have Sean Monahan down on the field for the Sailors. He's getting a cramp stretched out there at midfield. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. And we'll be right back for the extra point attempt. So Sean Monahan getting a little bit of attention there, just a cramp, thankfully, so hopefully he can get stretched out and get back on the field shortly. Beckman up 13-0 after the 55-yard hitch that goes to the house. And out Wessels, who caught the touchdown, out to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold, kick. And that is up and good. Beckman takes a 14-0 lead with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter, and we'll be right back to watch the Sailors take their second possession of the second half. Stick around. Gorgeous night for football here, week one of the high school 2026 season. Marcus Chelson here in the booth with my good friend Jeff Bradley and Brandon Bolin. Sailors down 14-0. Still plenty of time left. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Sailors just need to get a little something going on offense. and get off the field on defense. But we're still well within reach, but you do need to start putting some points on the board. Wessel's kick down to the sideline. That's Nolan back, takes that one. Trying to find some room along the sideline, makes a nice move, and he brings it out close to the 35-yard line. That's a nice return. That's a little bit of a change-up, probably because Monahan is down with a cramp, so they put Nolan back there to return the kick.
That's probably right, but there's also a thing. Hey, let's get our playmakers more involved any way we can. So speaking of that, let's get the ball to Hosh.
Owen Hosh, the standout wide receiver last year as a junior, does not have a catch or a carry in this game so far, which I think we're all a little bit surprised at. Would like to see him get the ball. We have 1st and 10, Nolan in the shotgun. Drops back. There is Hosh, gets the hitch route, and he's got blocking. Oh, boy, he had some room there. That's a nice 11-yard gain. And just like we're saying, you get your playmakers the ball, and they make good things happen.
Get them the ball. Let them do what they do. And now you got Beckman a little bit on their heels. Not sure, hey, we're going to run, we're going to pass.
Nice pitch and catch from Nolan to Hosh right along the sideline. He had 2 or 3 lead blockers out there and gets a nice 11, 12-yard game. Sailors got something cooking here. They're at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. 6:46 left in the third quarter, down 14-0. Nolan in the shotgun, drops back. It looks like they're setting up the screen. That is well executed. Oh, just can't get the block. That's well executed. Goes for 6 yards. Number 22 from Beckman, Jackson Parsons, split 2 Sailor blockers to make the tackle. Otherwise, that could have been another 20 or 30-yard gain there. But a nice.
And I think Sitzman outran a couple blockers actually. He was
bit.
out in front of him. So, and it's hard to wait on him. You get that ball and you want to go. But nice play by Dyersville Beckman there. You're right. He's actually sliced through 2 guys to make a big play.
And Brad Schmidt does love the screenplay. It helps slow down that D rush just a little bit. They start second-guessing themselves. Nolan, shotgun, drops back, wants it all. He's going deep to Hosh.
Oh, that's a flag.
Pass interference. Yep. Nolan underthrew it a little bit towards the middle. Hosh had to come back towards the middle to try to make the catch, and that was enough to draw a smart play by Hosh to draw the contact on the D-back, and that's going to be a 15-yard pass interference. And that
Hosh was tracking that ball. He still might have made that catch, but did get tripped up right at the end.
That's going to take the ball all the way out to the Beckman 32-yard line. By far, 32-yard line. By far the deepest the Sailors have had the ball in Beckman territory. And all of a sudden, we're 1st and 10 and see if we can come away with some points on this drive.
Yeah, really imperative that you do come away with points. You're under 6 minutes now in the quarter. Get right back in the ball game.
5:45 left in the third quarter. Nolan in the shotgun, Sitzman in the backfield. He drops back. Ooh, dangerous. They wanted Isaac Sitzman in the flat, and 2 Beckman linemen jumped and knocked that down. That could have been way worse. Thankfully, the ball falls incomplete, and we have 2nd and 10. Man, I've said it a couple times. You cannot beat this football weather. I mean, absolutely perfect. 70 degrees, little breeze. Just unbelievable for late August.
Yeah, humidity's not terrible. It's a good night.
Nolan again in the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Nolan takes it, fakes the handoff, gets it out to Hosh again. He overthrows, and that needs to be a little bit of a touch pass. Nolan put a little bit too much on it. It goes over Hosh's head and falls to the turf in the right flat. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the Beckman 33-yard line. A couple of big plays here. Definitely in 4-down territory.
Definitely in 4-down territory.
You might not need to get all 10 here, but if you can get 7 or 8 yards and set up a 4th and short, You want to maintain possession of the football with 5:40 left in the third quarter. You're down 14. 4 receivers, single setback. Nolan drops back. He throws a fastball to Hash. That is a beautiful dart. He threw that about 90 miles an hour with Hash on the curl route, and that is good for a Sailor first down for a 15-yard gain.
That was a great pass, but if you watch that route of Hash, they thought he was going to run a little skinny post. He did not. He cut it off, and the Beckman defender just kept going.
He slammed the brakes on, came back to the ball nice, and Nolan hit him right in the hands. And that's 2 completions now in the third quarter for Hash, or 2 catches, I should say, 2 completions from Nolan. And the Sailors have it 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line. Nolan back. He's under pressure, goes back to Hash, right down by the goal line.
1 yard line, 1 yard line.
He is out of bounds. Ooh, I thought it was closer to the 1. They've got him marked out at the 3.
Oh, that looked like he was right up against the bollard.
And all of a sudden, you get the ball to your playmaker. 3 catches by Hash on this drive. And now you're 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And you can make this a 1-score game if you can get in the end zone here. Down 14 with you don't know how many possessions left. You're definitely going all 4 times here into the goal line. Now they line up in the I formation. Hash at the fullback, Sitzman at the tailback position, Nolan under center. They hike the ball. He fakes it. He wants to roll out to his right. He's looking, needs to throw it away. Oh, he finds him in the corner of the end zone. That is a touchdown! Spencer Schaefer finds a little corner of the end zone, and Nolan has beautiful patience and finds him at the last second along the sideline.
Yeah, he let the play develop, and then finally threw a dart right in the corner of the end zone for that touchdown. But once again, we opened up the offense a little bit, and you're getting your playmakers the ball. Sounds simple, but that's what you need to do.
I thought for certain that Nolan needed to just throw that one away and live to fight for 2nd down. Oh, Brad Schmidt's running all the way down there. I wonder if does it look like we got a lot of guys? Is that 12 guys on the field?
Sure looks like it.
6, 7, 8. We have 12 guys on the extra point attempt there. And that'll happen week 1, but you got to know who your PAT guys. So the Sailors have to burn a timeout so that they don't get a penalty on the extra point with 12 men on the field. So for the time being, it's 14-6. The PAT attempt is pending. And there's just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Jeff, that is a huge score on their second possession of the second half.
Yeah, so a couple things you need here. Sounds like, it's not automatic PAT in high school. But you need to get this to make it 14-7. And then the next thing is a good kickoff and a 3-and-out, good defense.
Nice thing is that Nolan did do the kicking duties last year. He is a very experienced place kicker. Didn't get a lot of field goal attempts, but he was very solid. I think his PAT percentage was 80 or 85% plus last year, somewhere in that ballpark. So as long as we can get a good snap and a hold, we hope to bring this game within 7 here momentarily. All right, Sailors are ready to go with only 11 men on the field now. Snap, spot, hold, and that is a line drive right into the gut of the Beckman linemen. So the Sailors are going to be down 8. Still a 1-score game, but now you're going to have to go for 2 if you get another touchdown. So with 4:55 left in the third quarter, Sailors down 14-6 to the Beckman Trailblazers. We'll be right back. So the Sailors find pay dirt on a strike from Nolan to Schaefer. And they bring it within one score, although the missed extra point, or blocked extra point, I should say, makes it 14-6. Beckman has the lead with 4:55 left in the third quarter. Nolan to kick. Good kick. Nice looping line drive down to the 10. That's a hold. And yep, he calls it. So that one, a decent return out to the 33, but really only sprung because of the hold. That flag is at the 21-yard line. That's going to drive Beckman back all the way to their 11-yard line on the hold there. And that gives the Sailors some great defensive field position.
Yeah, great field position. The other thing is it just continues that momentum from the touchdown.
That's exactly right.
But now the key is you need to get a stop on defense.
Man, awesome student section here tonight. Lots of cheering, lots of noise in their all-black blackout. Couple hundred kids down there looking good. Decent crowd across the way that came from Dyersville and made the hour trip. 1st and 10, Klusner in the shotgun. Hands off. I believe that's back to Kramer maybe. And that was a bruising run. He took a couple licks and gave a couple hits himself. And that's good for 6 yards. And now we got a cramp here on the field. One of our linemen, it might be Faraday.
Yeah, it sure looks like Thomas Faraday.
Thomas Faraday, but the good news is just looks like a cramp. Looks like they're stretching out the calf. We'll stick around here for just a minute to see how he's doing. So Beckman will have it 2nd and 4 from their 17-yard line. And I really like what I've seen from that Sailor offense. A little bit of a change-up, throwing the ball a little bit more, much more aggressive, much more crisp. Nolan looks a little bit more comfortable back in the pocket. And most importantly, Owen Hosh has been involved in the offense with 3 big catches. And Spencer Schaefer finds the corner on that last drive. Good news, Thomas Faraday walking off the field under his own power. A little bit of a limp there as he tries to stretch out that left calf. And as always in high school football, it's next man up. We'll see who the Sailors put out there on the D-line. Maybe Jackson Marlin, possibly. I see Augie Trinan out there. I see Stroh. I see Rudy Lind. And the Sailors will defend 2nd and 4. Klusner in the back. Shotgun. Handoff up the middle. That's Kramer again. He's got a hole. He had a nice hole to the right side off tackle there. And interestingly enough, they ran right where Thomas Faraday was. And he's on the sideline now. They're going to go right after that right side of the D-line. In Faraday's absence.
You're going to get a steady diet right now of that running back from Dyersville Beckman, I'm telling you.
Parker Stroh on the right, on our left end here, the right side of the offense. He's flanked by nice job getting into the backfield there. Boy, that's a pretty favorable spot. They gave him some forward motion there. Or forward progress. They only got him for a 1-yard loss. I thought that was about a 4-yard loss.
Boy, it sure looked like
Trinan got in the backfield there to set up 2nd and 11. Second and 11. 3:48 left in the third quarter. Beckman holding on to a 14-6 lead. Klusner, Owen Hosh came in on the blitz and almost had him. Klusner sidesteps him and completes the pass right on the sideline. Good for a first down. That's number 44, Bryce Brunsman. Boy, Owen Hosh almost had the sack, and Klusner made a good job to evade him and make the completion.
Yeah, Klusner did a real good job. Obviously he knew where Hosh was coming from off the edge there. So then what's that mean? There's one less guy in that defensive backfield in that spot, and that's exactly where he threw it.
Sailors have a lot of depth and a lot of experience in the secondary. For the most part, they've played pretty well, but they have given up 2 strikes from Klusner for touchdowns. And that run defense holds up there, a 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain there, 2nd and 6. Liam Devine in on that tackle. I believe Augie Trinan in on the tackle. The linebacker crew staying busy for the Sailors. But the secondary has played relatively well tonight. Two plays that we would like to go the other way, but overall having some nice coverage tonight. Klusner with 4 receivers. Flips one out to Wessels in the flat, and that goes right through his hand. Owen Hosh came flying in to disrupt that pass. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. I think the down marker is incorrect. It says 2nd and 6 over there, but the scoreboard has 3rd and 6.
Should be 3rd and 6.
Big play. Klusner again in the shotgun. Kramer at the tailback. Klusner wants to throw. Boy, he has that slant wide open across the middle to Rice. Oh, boy, non-contact. He looked, that might be a cramp. He went down right away.
That cramped up on him right when he was making that cut to the middle.
But that slant was wide open, and that was an easy pitch and catch for Klusner. We'll take a quick break while Rice is attended to by the training staff. Thankfully, Rice from Beckman is able to walk off the field under his own power. It looks like he should be back shortly. He's going to get stretched out on the sideline. Most important thing, keep all these high school kids safe, get them to play a full season. But again, Beckman gets a 3rd down conversion. The Sailors having a tough time getting off the field on 3rd down.
Well, it's almost like Beckman gets 3rd and 6, and they go, "We got you right where we want you guys."
1st and 10 from the Sailor 46. Klusner in the shotgun, 4 receivers. He's looking left. Now he's looking right. Now he doesn't know where to go. He heaves it up downfield, and oh my goodness. Brunsman with a nice catch against a contested. Sean Monahan had good coverage, and boy, that looked like it was floating up there and just ended up landing in the perfect spot.
That's a good catch. He's not a real tall guy. He got full extension. Caught that ball. That's a good catch. Good throw and a good catch.
So that brings up a 1st down. Now 1st and 10 from the Sailor 30. And you said it during the break here. There's 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. We've got to get off the field because you never know how many possessions are left the way that Beckman's playing keep away tonight. Oh, the snap is bobbled, but he does get a hold of it, and he just throws it away. Boy, 3 Sailors in there, including Noland, Liam Devine, and Owen Hosh, put Klusner on his back, but not before he's able to get rid of it over to the left sideline. It falls incomplete, bring up 2nd and 10. Minute 50 left in the 3rd quarter. Beckman holding on to a 14-6 lead. Second and 10 from the 30-yard line. Klusner in the shotgun, Smith in the backfield, 4 receivers. Handoff up the middle to Smith, and he's got some room. He goes untouched. Oh, that might be a fumble. That might be a fumble. The Sailors are saving the ball, and they are right. The Sailors come up with a huge turnover. I didn't see the ball come out, but that is a huge play. Smith puts it on the ground, and it's gobbled up by the Sailor defense.
And it was a delayed call. The back judge came running up just to make sure Columbus Catholic had it, and they did. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered right here.
I got to give our boy Brandon a shout-out here. During the last break, he said what would really be nice was a Sailor takeaway. Yeah. And sure enough, 2 plays later, they come up with a fumble recovery. 1st and 10.
Well, what's Brandon thinking now? A touchdown?
I
There you
hope
go.
so.
Start thinking that.
Get the crystal ball out, buddy. Nolan drops back. He's got some room in the flat. Nice catch by Sitzman. He's got some room. Breaks a tackle. And that is a nice 10-yard gain. That's going to be close to a first down. And the Sailors once again
First down.
moving the ball on offense. They do give him the first down. Nice little floater. Nice touch pass by Nolan.
Another Beckman guy stretching out those calves.
Well, we talk about it every year. With these 1A schools, there's so many guys that play both ways. That's Kramer, their running back and stud linebacker. So many guys have to play both ways that, man, no matter how much you condition, it's hard. It's hard on the body.
And I thought they were taking those hydration breaks regardless of the heat, that first month of the season. But
Nolan drops back, wants Hosh along the sideline. That is a great catch. Boy, oh boy. Nolan put it to the outside where only his guy Hosh could get it. And there is some chemistry going in the second half for those two.
Yeah, and that's a mismatch with Hosh. The defensive back is about 6 inches shorter than him. Boy, if he gets on that side again, and that's what I'd do, I'd line him up on that left side. I'd do it down, out, and down, send it to the end zone.
Absolutely. A great out route by Hosh, and that's a nice timing play where I think Nolan let go of the ball before Hosh was even out of his break.
Yeah.
Hosh along the near side, 3 receivers right, Hosh to the left, Nolan in the shotgun, Sitzman at the tailback. Nolan drops back. He wants Hosh down the sideline. He's got room, and that is a wonderful catch. What an amazing catch. He used his body to shield the ball from the defender. Wessels tried to fight through and break up the pass, and Hosh makes a one-handed grab at the Beckman 12-yard line.
And that's the exact play I talked about 10 seconds ago. He went down, out, a little bit of a bite by number 3, and then he I wouldn't say he blew by him. That was good coverage. And there was some hand fighting going on there, too, where I thought maybe a flag would come out, but a great throw, great catch by Hosh.
I really liked that the referees, both guys were fighting with their hands. Like I said, they let them play. Nolan in the shotgun, 4 receivers. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking, that was dangerous.
Yeah.
That was very dangerous. The Beckman defender, that's Klusner, who's cramped up. Now, Klusner, I think the quarterback, I haven't seen him on defense much, but I think he came from the corner position and almost picked that off.
Bryce Nolan didn't see it, but we had 2 guys in the end zone. One broke. That's who he threw it to. The 2 D-backs went to that guy, and the other guy was wide open in the back of the end zone. Easy to see it from up here, 50 feet in the air, but real hard down there.
So the Sailors dodge a bullet. They got 2nd and 10, 4 receivers, Nolan in the backfield. 1 second left in the third quarter. This will be the last play of the third quarter. They want the screen, and that was another dangerous pass. Thankfully, falls to the ground. Sitzman, I'm not even sure, saw that one. They were trying to set the screen up to the left side, and thankfully that one goes incomplete. We're going to take a break here at the end of the third quarter. Jeff, we got 12 minutes left in this one.
It's a game.
The Sailors down 14-6, but they are driving. We'll be back with 3rd and 10 from the Beckman 12-yard line. We're back getting ready to start the fourth quarter. And, Jeff, you got to repeat what you just said to me. What do we got going here?
Well, the momentum 100% has swung to Columbus here. What you need to do is you need to score. You need the 2-pointer. I don't know, it's not a deal breaker, but you need it. And then I think the game, I'm not going to say it's going to get out of hand, but the momentum is so much with Columbus Catholic right now. They need to capitalize on that turnover, score a touchdown here, and knot this game up.
Huge turnover that was recovered by the Sailor defense deep in their own territory. A great drive here with a deep strike to Owen Hosh. A couple of other big plays. And here we are, 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line. 12 minutes left, just starting the fourth quarter. Sailors down 14-6. Bunch formation to the right. Nolan in the shotgun, drops back. He's looking to the end zone. He's going for Hush in the corner. Boy, some contact over there by the D-back Rice on Hosh, but probably a good no call. And the ball falls incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and I don't think that was a foul. That was pretty good defense right there by Beckman. But now it puts you, now you don't have to get the touchdown, but man, you got to get 10 yards on this next play. You're going to turn over on downs.
You got to get it down to the 2-yard line for a first down or get in for the score. This is so far the play of the game here on 4th down at the start of the fourth quarter, and the Sailors down 8 points. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Nolan, shotgun, there's a whistle. Coach Schmidt is going to call a timeout. I don't mind that timeout. Unfortunately, we had to burn one. Oh, no, that's our first timeout. What did the PA? No, that's our second timeout. We burnt one on the PAT when we had 12 men on the field. So that's our second timeout. We got 1 left. But this is such a big play. I don't mind that timeout. Coach Schmidt didn't like what he saw on the lineup, so he's going to talk about it with the Sailor offense.
Come out and back the stands and support our Sailors. Good luck, girls, and go Sailors.
So the game reset. We've got Beckman up 14-6. Fourth quarter with 11:52 left in the game. Sailors have had a great drive after forcing a fumble, and they've had a couple of completions to Owen Hosh. Nolan has looked very sharp in the second half. But you've got 4th down here, and you got to get in for a score as the Beckman offense has really controlled the tempo of the game. I'm not sure how many more possessions you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, you would guess you'd get 1 more, but man, you got to capitalize when you can. And this is a huge play here. Now, if you don't get it, Beckman's buried deep in there on their side, but then your defense is going to have to step up so you can get the ball back again with good field position.
Sailors in the huddle. 20 seconds left on the play clock. 11:52 left on the game clock. Nolan in the shotgun, 4 receivers wide. He's going to drop back. He wants Hosh across the middle. It's picked off, which is actually, I would consider a mistake. He should have dropped that because even though it's an interception, which definitely sucks for the Sailors, that is going to be on the half-yard line. And you got a potential for some disastrous things for Beckman here, but the Sailor defense got to capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to get it, it's a ton better than just an overthrow. And they've got it on the 12-yard line. Now they've got it about on the 2 or 3 yard line.
It kind of looked like Coach Schmidt told Nolan, you're only going one direction with this pass. I want you to get it to Hosh. Nolan tried to force it to the middle, and it's picked off. So it's 1st and 10, Beckman on their own goal line. They're going to quarterback sneak, just try to get out from the shadow of there. And, man, again, that's the second time a quarterback sneak has broken through the line, and they got 10 yards on a quarterback sneak.
Leisner on the keeper.
Man. 2nd and 2. They got 8 yards on the quarterback sneak. Frustrating play along the goal line there. The Sailor defense needs to step up here. They go back to the quarterback sneak again and still gets about 4 yards. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 on 2 quarterback sneaks. And just like that, Beckman's got the ball back out to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, there's still 11 minutes left in this quarter, but boy, you need to capitalize when you can, and now impetus on the defense, and it's got to start right now.
1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. 10:55 left in the ball game. Klusner back in shotgun. He's going to hand off up the middle. That's Kramer. Good job by the Sailor defense. Stops him for about a 2-yard gain. And Beckman, I guarantee, is just going to continue to sit here and chew up clock and try to play keep away. And in high school football, 10 and a half minutes is going to disappear fast if we don't get a couple of stops. The Sailors down to only one timeout.
Yeah, Beckman doesn't have to take a lot of risk here, and as long as they can just keep moving the chains, they're just going to run the ball until Columbus stops them.
2nd and 9, Klusner in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to Kramer, who bobbles the ball. Ball's on the ground. The ball is on the ground. We're waiting for the signal. And it looks like Beckman holds on to that football. Boy, huge opportunity there. Beckman recovers their own fumble, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's been at least 3 fumbles tonight, and they've got all of them back but one.
So huge missed opportunity there. The ball was on the turf for a while. Beckman ends up falling on it. Brings up 3rd and 5, but a huge 3rd down here. We've got to get off the field and force the punt. 3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line. Klusner in the shotgun. He drops back, rolls right, looking. He's going to run it. And at the last minute, he flips the ball. I'm not so sure he wasn't past the line of scrimmage, but no flag, and thankfully that falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th and 6, and the Sailors force a punt with 9:26 left in the 4th quarter.
Potentially going to get really good field position, possibly in Beckman territory.
Klusner was a little undecided there. It looked like he was going to try to run for the first down. He made a very late decision to try to find a man along the sideline, and the ball falls incomplete to bring up 4th and 6 on the 19-yard line.
Well, Klusner's done a good job of letting things develop. It's just nothing developed, and he had to get rid of it.
Wessel's punt is a line drive. Monahan's got to chase it down. It takes a great Beckman roll. I tell you what, there is nothing you can do on that return. That was a line drive angled way to the far sideline. Monahan had to run about 40 yards to try to chase it down, and it rolls out of bounds all the way down to the Sailor 31-yard line.
Yeah, that's a huge punt. That's a 20-yard difference of where Columbus potentially could have got that if they just get a fair catch at the 50.
Yeah, I mean, the ball, he punted that. The line of scrimmage was the 19-yard line. That was a beautiful punt for Beckman. Now the Sailor offense takes over with 9:17 left in the game. 1st and 10 from their 31-yard line. And let's see if we can keep a little bit of that offensive momentum going. Got held out of the end zone on the last drive, but took it all the way down to the Beckman 12. Down 8 points, 14-6. Nolan drops back, rolls to his right. He's being chased, gets by one man, gets by a second, and then forced out of bounds after about a 4-yard gain. And that'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Well, positive yardage, and the clock is not ticking. Two good things there.
Clock stops with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game. 2nd and 6 from the Sailor 35. You want to stay out of 3rd and long. You want to keep getting positive yardage every play.
I'd like to see him line up. I was going to say, line up Hosh on that far side, the wide side of the field. He's on the narrow side, and just let him go.
Nolan on the shotgun, steps back, wants Hosh on the hitch route, and he's got Hosh. Hosh breaks his tackle.
They're not going to catch him now. No flags.
No way. Owen Hosh. Nolan throws a fastball on a 5-yard hitch. Hosh takes it to the house. It breaks 3 tackles on the way there. No one's going to catch him.
Yeah, and the big thing wasn't so much the catch. That was a 7-yard completion. He ran through a couple tackles. It looks like Beckman now is starting to cramp up a little bit, and they're getting a little back on their heels. Now, right now, play the game. Need to go.
2-point
Need to get
conversion
to 2.
attempt.
Keep
Sailors
this momentum
down
going.
14-12 after the touchdown. So we are going to get a 2-point conversion. Sailors trying to tie it with 8:58 left in the ball game. Still lots of time with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Sailors are coming up to the goal line for a 2-point conversion attempt. They've got 4 wide, Nolan in shotgun, Sitzman in the backfield. They're going to roll to the right, and he's going to pitch to the right on the option, and that goes absolutely nowhere. I like the play call, but the execution just is not there, and give Beckman credit. After giving up the long score, they stuffed the 2-point conversion to maintain a 2-point lead. Nine minutes left in the ball game. Sailors down 14-12. The difference tonight has been a blocked extra point and then a failed 2-point conversion. But nonetheless, the momentum swinging in the hometown Sailors' direction, down only 2 points with 9 minutes left in the ball game.
No doubt about that, but you're still down 2, so you've got to get a score to win, obviously. Defense is stiffened up here in the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
These two teams have played 5 straight seasons. This is the 6th matchup in a row. They've split the last 4, 2-2. Beckman won the last 2. The Sailors won the 2 before that. And the 5th one, way back, I think in 2021 or 2020, was a 35-34 nail-biter at Beckman.
Is at Beckman. I was at that game. Great game. Great high school football game.
Squib kick up the middle that's bobbled, but then picked up by that's Wessels, he's a shifty one, and he takes it all the way out to the Beckman 41-yard line. He's cramping up a little bit, but not before he slashed his way out to the 41-yard line where Beckman will take over 1st and 10. Wessel's getting stretched out on the field. We're going to take a quick break as he gets some attention from the trainers. And we're back as Wessels makes his way to the sideline. Sailors have played a very good defense in the second half. They have brought the score within 2, a 14-12 lead for Beckman. 1st and 10 with 8:51 left in the fourth quarter. Klusner in the shotgun, 3 wide for the Trailblazers. That's Kramer getting the handoff up the middle. Boy, he is met right in the hole. That is Augie Trinan. He's got about 57 tackles tonight. Playing a great middle linebacker position. I got Brandon to laugh on that one. I like that.
Yeah, Trinan's got a great nose for the ball. Has ever since he started as a sophomore. Very good player.
Yeah, he's been on the varsity field as his 3rd year, and that makes a big difference when you got kids like that can start three years for you. Beckman comes to the line, 2nd and 9. 4 wide again. Klusner in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Kramer again, who finds a little bit of room that time along the right side off tackle. bounced it out nicely for a 4-yard gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4 from the 46. Big third down coming up for the Sailors. Clock running with 7:53 left in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 4. Beckman up 14-12. Taking their time in the huddle. They're in no hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. Sailors coming out looking for a stop. 3rd and 4. Klusner in shotgun. He's going to hand off again to Kramer, and he's met in the backfield. That is Augie Trinan again with the TFL.
Yeah, defensive coordinator saw that, sent Trinan on that blitz, and just popped right in the hole where the running back was, dropped him for a loss.
Absolutely flawless execution on the blitz, and he held on, too, because Kramer's a big, strong kid, tried to shake him. Brings up 4th and 6, and Beckman is in punt formation. Monahan back at his own 25 to return. Wessels gets a kick away, and that is angled towards the sideline again. I'm sorry, that's Rice. Takes an angle to the sideline, and that goes out at the 30-yard line.
No, it's the 40. Where it went out, it's the 40 right here.
Oh, my goodness. I saw the ball squirting towards the 30. It must have hit the sideline much earlier. You're correct, Jeff. And Rice is arguing with the official in the background. He wanted a roughing the punter. I think that's begging a little bit. There was no roughing there.
Yeah, and I got a beg that I didn't see that, so I can't even comment on that.
So the Sailors get a 3-and-out. A huge defensive stop. We have 6:49 left in the fourth quarter. Sailors take over on their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. 4 receivers, two right, 2 left. Nolan with the empty backfield. Hash in motion is going to take the handoff, the little pop pass, and he breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and rumble, stumbles his way all the way out to near the first down of the 48-yard line. What a tough run by Owen Hash.
I was actually thinking that in the first half. You just need to open it up and get the ball in his hands. Doesn't matter, a little inside pitch there. If you're going to run a little option, why not run it to him? He's going to make things happen. He's hard to bring down.
Coach Schmidt, so creative in finding ways to get the ball to his playmakers. And another example there on an 8-yard scamper by Owen Hash. Nolan takes the snap. It's a design quarterback run. He's got some room. That's good patience. Tries the spin move. Gets to the outside. Boy, that was really nice patience on Nolan. He just waited and waited and waited for that crease to open up and squirted to the left for 4 yards.
So he's another weapon that I think has been a little bit underused today. He's got good legs. He can run the ball. And now that Beckman is starting to show a little bit of weariness, he should probably pick it up.
And you're really starting to see the Sailor offense click. They really struggled in the first half. Well, partly because the defense couldn't get off the field, but they only ran about 10 or 12 plays in the first half. But they have really stepped up here, and there is 5:38 left in the fourth quarter. Nolan in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands off. That's Sitzman, I believe. And he does a nice job falling forward for a 4-yard gain. Boy, it didn't look like there was much there. Looks like they only gave him 3 on the spot. Knee might have come down. 5:13 and counting.
45 yards from pay dirt here.
14-12 Beckman.
The other thing, the back of your head, if you can get decent down the field, you don't have to have a touchdown. Nolan could kick a field goal.
4:54 and counting. Sailors now playing against the Beckman defense and the clock. Nolan drops back. He's got pressure in his face and floats it out there. Oh, that was dangerous. Oh, my goodness. There's a flag in the backfield. I think they're going to get Beckman for roughing the passer. Yes, they are. That's a huge call. My focus was on the ball floating towards Isaac Sitzman, and instead Beckman makes a crucial error and has roughing the passer, and that's going to be 15 yards.
Sitzman did everything he could. Ill-advised pass, but when it goes up, he fought his tail off to get it. And if he gets it, he's got 3 linemen ahead of him.
He did a nice job almost playing defense himself as the receiver there. And that is a huge 15-yard penalty. We're going to have this ball all the way down to the Beckman 30-yard line. 4:42 left in the fourth quarter. Sailors marching 1st and 10, down by 2 points. Nolan gets the play call from Coach Schmidt. 13th year at the helm here at Columbus Catholic. Well, we knew we were in for a battle, and boy, we've gotten everything we've asked for here, Jeff.
2 real good 1A teams right here. Probably both these teams will be in the playoffs.
Nolan gets the snap. He's going to run. Nice patience again. He's found some room to the outside. Does a stiff arm. He does get wrapped up there. That was Jackson Parsons on a tackle. Boy, if he doesn't get him along the ankles there, Nolan might have found the sideline for a bunch more yards.
Yeah, this is interesting because if you look at the clock, just a little over 4 minutes, if you just methodically keep pushing it down, you don't even give them a chance to get the ball back. But you've got to score, obviously.
2nd and 7, 4:10 left in the ball game. Ball on the 27-yard line. Nolan in the shotgun. Drops back, looking for Hash, a little high, but not a terrible ball. Almost kind of thrown that one away because there was some good coverage and a lot of traffic around Owen Hash. So 3rd and 7, Sailors have 2 plays to get their 7 yards and keep this drive alive. 3:57 left in the ball game, and this becomes crucial because I'm not so sure you're going to get the ball back if
right.
Beckman gets to stop. Sailors with only 1 timeout makes this drive all that much more critical. 4 wide, Sitzman in the backfield, Nolan in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking downfield, throws a fastball to Hash. Does he make the catch? He does. Is it enough for the first down?
They're moving the chains.
They are moving the chains, and boy, Nolan put some heat on that one, and Hash made a nice hands-only catch, and it was contested by some good coverage. 1st and 10 from the Beckman 19-yard line, 3:40 and counting, clock is running. 14-12 Beckman. Sailors looking for at least a field goal, but would really like a touchdown.
All their eggs are in this basket. They're either going to score on this drive or they're not, and that's going to be the ball game. They will not get the ball back.
Boy, oh boy, we have to use our last timeout. Coach Schmidt did not like what he saw from a Four Nation standpoint. Now, if it's between using your last timeout and taking a 5-yard procedural penalty, you call the timeout all day. But week one miscues make the Sailors burn all 3 timeouts on procedural situations. So 3:26 left in the ball game, and a big first down series coming up here for the Sailors. It'd be interesting to see. Do you keep going to your playmakers, Nolan and Hash? Does somebody else get involved because they're doubling Hash? I mean, what do you do here?
Yeah, the only worry I have about going to Hash time after time after time is they're keying on him. That's why once you put him on the wide side of the field, and when he's got single coverage, let him do his thing. But there's too much traffic over here. Somebody's going to jump a route possibly. My next question is this. I don't know Nolan's range, but you're getting real close to field goal range here with being on the 19-yard line.
I'm going to guess you need another 10 yard. I think you got to get closer to the 10 or 12-yard line.
You're looking at about 36
That'd
right
be
now.
about a 30-yard field goal, which I think is – I mean, I think he's got the leg for 35, but it's how much do you actually practice that,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So in high school, you'd really like to keep that inside 30 yards. But regardless, hopefully we can get a touchdown here. Bunch formation. 3:26 left in the ball game. 1st and 10. Nolan takes a snap. Design quarterback run. Not much there. He might have gotten a yard. Clock is going to continue to run. 3:15 now left in the ball game. 2nd and 9. We've got a nail biter here in Waterloo, Iowa, the battle of the Catholic schools, Beckman Catholic versus Columbus Catholic. Sailors coming to the line, 2nd and 9, 4 receivers. 2:52 and counting. Nolan takes the snap. He's looking to the left, and that is incomplete. Trying for Sean Monahan. Pretty good defense there, and Monahan can't bring that ball in. Brings up 3rd and 9 with 2:43 left in the ball game. 14-12 Beckman. Potentially the last Sailor drive here. Well, really probably is because it's no timeouts.
Can't stop the clock.
And there's 2:43. Yeah. There is no 2-minute warning in high school football. So we got 2 plays here to get the first down. Nolan, shotgun, 3rd and 9. He's going to Hosh, and it's too tall. Goes off his fingertips. And we have 4th and 9 here from the 18-yard line. So Coach Schmidt has a decision to make. Do you kick a 35-yard field goal to win it? Or do you go for it on 4th and 9? I don't like either of those choices.
I mean, if he's got the leg, you try the kick. But if you don't think he's got the leg, then there's no reason to not give him a chance.
Looks like the Sailors are going to keep their offense on the field and go for it on 4th and 9. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the ball game with 2:38. Sailors with no timeouts. 4th and 9, down 2. Nolan looking. Oh, he's going to run it. It's a quarterback draw. And he is going to be stopped. They ran the quarterback draw to the right side, and Nolan only gets about 3 or 4. Beckman makes a nice open field tackle. And with 2:32 left in the ball game, I believe the Blazers are going to be close to being able to kneel this one out. A well-fought battle on both sides. The difference in the game being in the first half, the Sailors just couldn't get anything going on offense. I tell you what, the defense played beautifully. 1st and 10. Oh, that snap went over his head! The snap went over his head! And he has the state of mind. Are they going to call intentional grounding? There is no penalty flag.
I don't even see. I see 2 referees talking right now, but I don't see anything coming out.
I'm not sure how that's not intentional grounding. The snap went over his head all the way to the goal line, and Klusner picked it up and just heaved it forward. I don't know.
Now, on the plus side of that, it's an incomplete pass. Stop the clock
with 2:26 left. 2nd and 10.
They can't chance to pass it again, so load that box up.
Klusner hands off to Kramer. Oh, he's got a huge hole. Oh, my goodness. Klusner is going to take this thing 85 yards for the touchdown. Are you kidding me? And that is an absolute backbreaker. After near disaster on 1st down, Klusner takes the handoff on a simple off-tackle counter, and he goes 85 yards. And that is an 8-point lead pending the PAT. Big PAT here to keep it a 1-score game. And he missed it. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because the Sailors are not out of it yet because of the quick score. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Kramer is better off going down at the 10-yard line, and then they kneel it out, and this game's over.
Yeah.
Because he scored, and you're not going to do that as a high school kid, I get it.
Nobody's thinking that through.
Nobody's thinking that, but because they gave up the touchdown quickly, the Sailors now have 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the ballgame. They are only down 8 because of the missed PAT. This game is not over.
But what a difference a play makes. I mean, if you don't have that incomplete pass, that's down on the half-yard line, or maybe a safety to tie the game. It's real close. One play later, they score a touchdown.
Just an absolutely crazy game.
And then miss the extra point to still give Columbus a chance.
So the Sailors are down 20-12 with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the ball game. They are going to get another chance on offense. Coach Schmidt is still real hot about that first down non-call. So here we are, 2:17 left in the ball game, 20-12. Beckman over the Sailors. The kickoff pending here. Wessels squibs it, line drive, right to Monahan, makes a nice play on a short hop. He wants to try to get the edge, and he's taken down at the 21-yard line with 2:11 left in the ball game. Sailors are down 8. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to force OT.
Yeah, they're going to need a couple chunk plays with no timeouts. And a lot of things are going to have to go out, obviously. You can't go down in the middle of the field. The clock's going to run out on you.
2:11 left in the ball game. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. As you said, Jeff, the Sailors need to get a few chunk plays here and score in 2 minutes. Nolan in the shotgun, 4 wide. Sitzman in the tailback. Drops back, looking, squirts away, has to run it. And only 2-yard gain. They got to get back in a hurry. The clock is running, 2 minutes. Now 1:55. Sailors cannot stop the clock unless it goes out of bounds or incomplete. 1:50, 2nd and 8. Drops back, wants Hosh along the sidelines. It's incomplete, but that's actually probably better because it would have only been a 3 or 4 yard gain. So the incompletion stops the clock, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Still think you need to put Hosh on that wide side of the field, give him a little room to operate if you need this big a play. And if you have to, you throw it up for grabs and let that athletic skill take over.
1:41 left, and now you got to worry about getting the first down because it's 3rd and 8. 1:41 left in the ball game. Hosh split to the right. Nolan looking left. He's throwing it over there for Monahan, and that one falls short. 1:36 left in the ball game, and we've got 4th and 8, and this is your ball game, folks. Sailors need to get a first down to keep it alive or risk turning it over on downs to Beckman. 20-12. Beckman leads Columbus. .136 left in the ball game. Sailors down to a 4th and 8 on their own 23-yard line.
They got to hustle to get this play off, too.
4 seconds left on the play clock. 3, 2. They get it off. Nolan back. He's going to run it, and that is going to be your ball game. Yep. Beckman comes up with the tackle for no gain, and Beckman ball on the Sailor 23, and they're going to kneel it out. And that's going to do it for the Sailors in week 1.
Yeah, congratulations, Dyersville Beckman. A hard-fought win. 2 pretty darn good teams I think you're going to see later in the fall. Pending district play. But what I saw tonight, both these teams can be formidable.
So that'll be 3 in a row that Beckman has notched against the Sailors. Although I will say this one was a lot tougher than the last 2. The last 2, Beckman was a little bit, they overmatched us a little bit the last 2 years. This one a much, much tougher game. I know it's a loss. You don't like taking a loss in week 1, especially as you have to go against Grundy Center in week 2. But I will say we saw a lot of good things out of that Sailor defense tonight, and we saw some very positive sparks from that Sailor offense.
Yeah, you got a few guys playing new positions, some younger guys coming up. They got to feel their way out, and it's a heck of an opponent, Beckman, to kind of feel your way out.
Absolutely,
you got to hit the ground running, and you got to hit the ground running next week too, against Grundy Center.
So Beckman is going to kneel it down. maybe one or two more times here.
Looks like probably one more.
Yeah, they'll have to snap it one more time here on third down, but that's going to do it. So the Sailors need to regroup and bounce back. They'll play a tough Grundy team who's been a perennial powerhouse in A and 1A the last 7 or 8 years. They've got, I don't know, a whole bunch of state championships under their belt. But there's a lot of positives to take into that locker room. I know the Sailors are going to be disappointed on this one. They had opportunities. A couple of balls bounced the other way, and we could be looking at 20-12 the other way.
Correct. Hey, that's two good ball clubs. Obviously, somebody's going to lose that game. Columbus lost this one. Tip your hat to Beckman. They did just enough to get it done and played a pretty solid game. Like I said, I think that's two playoff teams. Now you got to get a day of rest, reload for Grundy Center next week.
Absolutely. My name's Marcus Chelson for Jeff Bradley and Brandon Bolin. We appreciate you guys dialing in and tuning into the live stream. We'll see you back here at the next home game. We won't be on the Grundy game. That's an away game, but we'll see you
2 weeks
in
Lisbon.
2 weeks to Lisbon,
Yep.
or here for Lisbon. Take care, everyone.